I'll know that just to activate your jazz hands, and that'll be it. Hello,
as a distraction.
Hello, and welcome to this week's thrilling episode of Shadowrun. And if you're joining us for the first time, then this is the start of a new adventure. A new set of encounters. So this is really right at the beginning. So if you've ever come in throughout a series of adventures, then this is the one that really starts it off. So this is when the characters get the job and actually start to make their way towards the ending. Now, I would like to start off this stream with some very sad news, because I'd actually drawn what I thought was a wonderful truffle shuffle icon. What did you think of it, Chugga?
I thought it should have had moobs, to be honest.
Right, well, I couldn't draw that, but I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, it was going to be one of my new emotes, and it's been rejected. Can you believe it? It's been rejected. So anyway, I've put grounds. Well, I don't know. It just says
too much flesh.
Too much flesh.
Information request. Find out why.
Yeah. Anyway,
why has this been rejected?
So what I've done is that I've put it up on Frank and Fhaze. Is it? So to see whether or not it comes up with that, because I just think it's. I don't want to waste it. It's such a good icon, and it took me ages to draw. And just to let you know how I actually drew it was, I actually took a picture of myself doing the truffle shuffle, and then put it into Photoshop, and then drew round it and coloured it in.
No way, you did.
I did. That's exactly how I did it. That is exactly how I did it, and I've got the original picture to prove it. So, oh, hello, Professor Chuckles. Yeah, see, I didn't chuckle at
please
the same
prove
time.
it.
Yeah,
please.
So I actually did that.
I want to see the original.
I think it needs to be slotted successfully into the Shadowrun intro.
Yeah, that's all right. We didn't hear a word of that because. Don't worry, it will come back. And
stop the porn download.
and I do apologise that the memo went out to all the players that you had to wear a red T-shirt today in today's adventure, and Chugga just ignored it. Although he has got something red behind him, which I think is his bedspread. Is it your bedspread?
No.
Right, it's a dead body.
I've covered something up.
I just can't wait till one of these days Mom comes in behind you. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Oh no, he's dying.
Sorry. All right, don't worry.
Have a drink.
Right.
Have a drink or something.
I'm going to have a drink. Right.
Yeah, have a drink. Right, everybody have a drink.
Oh, that was scary. When you put that in front of your face, it sort of like went all funny.
Okay, before we go any further, let the players introduce who they are and who they will be playing in tonight's adventure of Shadowrun. And we'll start, as always, down there with
I am Chugga.
Hello, I'm Chugga, and I play Fhaze, who is the party's or the team's hacker. So I'm responsible for all the computer problems that we have. I hack into computers, or hosts as they're called, handle all the doors, handle the alarm systems. I normally forget to do it, to be honest with you, and then I get weird looks from everybody. He's bald, mid-20s, very short. Yes, that's me.
That sounded as if you actually cause all the hacking problems then, the way you actually said it.
He pretty much does.
It's the way you said that you were responsible for all the hacking problems. You know?
I get sidetracked very easily.
Yes, we noticed that.
Oh, butterfly.
Excellent. And directly below me, we have Longshanks. EPG, off you go.
Hi guys, I'm Hector. I'm new to the group. I've just finished the second half of the last run where we were breaking into a warehouse to get some medical supplies. I'm primarily the face of the group, but I'm also a dab hand at shooting a gun, and that's my role.
Cool.
Face of the group, I mean I do all the talking.
I haven't killed anybody yet.
And right the way down there in the far corner, we have Big Beastie.
I am Big BC, and I play Billy Bob. He is an orc who is the tank of the group and the chauffeur driver. I have a hidden blade, which in the last one I used very effectively.
You did. I was very impressed.
I did.
Very nice.
And I'm not a bad shot either.
Yeah. Cool. And so you did really well in the last adventure. The four-wheeler gang took you in, and you actually managed to kill a mage after narrowly avoiding a fireball, which I remember. And there was lots of corporate security guards knocked out. And even I think you actually managed to save Carhorn, which was nice as well, which was good of you, to say the least. Okay, before we go any further, let me run for you tonight the introduction to Shadowrun. Margot, and we are back. So there's no synopsis of the last adventure to talk about, so today we're going to be going straight into the adventure. I have asked the players to make sure that they have sorted out their ammunition, because I wouldn't want them to fire off a lot of bullets and then pretend that they still had it the day after. That would not be right. I do need to ask you guys, is there anything that you would like to buy that I need to put that? Oh, I haven't got my pad with me. Just 1 second. I'm coming back. I'm back.
I have not enough money.
Is there anything that you want to buy before the next adventure?
Yes.
Or ammo.
Go for it, guys. What would you like to buy? And then what we can do is that I'll make a note of it, and then we can have the I tell you what we'll do. Shall we have the start of the job, and then we'll go back to see whether or not you want any more equipment, because it might change once you know that you're flying across the world in a hot air balloon.
Grapple hook.
Say again.
Grapple hook.
You're like Warwick. Okay, so a call comes through to you all from your favourite Mr. Johnson that you haven't heard of for quite a while, who's very keen on you, Fhaze, and reports to you already, and sort of like beeps your comlink straight off. As usual, there's no video feed coming into this, but he just beeps it according to this. Beep. No, sorry, you probably have something nice, like a nice one, don't you? You probably have. Yeah, or.
Noise going.
I don't know what that is.
Mike.
Okay. Yes, you can see that it's Mr. Johnson phoning from. You do notice that it's from a different number that you normally have. So he's obviously changed everything, but he puts a tag on it saying Mr. Johnson phoning. So you presume you know who it is and pick it up. Ah, Fhaze. Fhaze, so glad to speak to you again. How goes it in the world of Shadowrunning?
It's all peachy, thank you.
Peachy. Ah, yes, completely peachy. I do love it when it's all peachy, all squishy with a bit of fur on the outside. I have a job for you.
What type of job is it?
Well, it would appear that you are making yourselves a very good reputation about locating missing people. You seem to have done it several times to quite a good degree of success, I might say. So I have somebody who is interested in hiring you and your team to locate a missing persons for them.
Okay. And where do they want to meet?
At a place that you're very familiar with and you have learned to love over the couple of months that we've been working together. I do like that word, together. It makes us feel as if we're a family, as if we're together and all part of a big family working towards a common goal. Don't you agree, Fhaze?
Totally.
Oh, them Jamil books.
So,
Sally Sidewinders?
oh no, somewhere a lot more upmarket than that. The person you will be working for is a lot more, shall we say, respectable. I've arranged a meeting in 2 hours' time, which will bring you to noon, 12 o'clock, to meet your prospective worker, your boss in this case, and Mr Simile at one of your favourite haunts. I believe you frequent this place a lot. The Hungry Like a Wolf restaurant?
Okay, which one?
The one that you normally go to on the corner. And Mr Simile will be there at 12 noon. And please be prompt. He is quite wealthy and he does actually carry a lot of, shall we say, sway. Also,
Okay, and how will we recognise Mr Simile?
oh, quite simply, he'll be the only person in that place with a decent suit on.
Okay.
Any
Cool,
further
then.
questions?
No, I think that's it.
Excellent.
Oh, do you need a pen, Billy Bob? Here's one.
One last,
cheers, mate.
one last thing's Fhaze. One last thing's Fhaze. Please, don't let me down on this one.
No, you know us. I'll end the call.
He's already ended it.
No, I ended it first. Right.
Right, I got one. So, sorry, what was his name?
Mr Simile, I will type it in the chat for you.
Oh my God, it's a
Question is, have I
criminal.
got to spell it right?
So it's like smile, but with an extra
No,
I in
no.
it.
Smiley.
So
Yes,
it's
I was
Simile. Simile.
I put an I at the end instead of an E.
I put a Y.
I put a Y as well.
Simile, as in something that's like something, i.e. hungry like a wolf, which is a simile, rather than a metaphor, which would be hungry as a wolf.
I put a Y.
I just feel that bit
And I'm keeping it as a Y. Okay, so
Cool. Question: is Hector sharing the place with you? Is he just like assumed character position, or has he got his own place for the moment?
Well, currently,
Right.
Trust him enough.
We
currently,
don't have a place.
correct. Currently, you are actually staying at this place, which is. I'll just zoom in so you can see it. Lou's Emporium.
Okay, that's fine. So I assume I've
Which
been
is currently
crashing with you
costing
guys
us
there.
117 credits a night.
Correct.
So how long has it been since the last adventure?
About a week. It would have to be that amount of time for you to recover substantially, because I think a lot of you had stun wounds, etc.
So you need to take 819 credits off you.
I just knew that Fhaze would have a calculator next to him. Do you have one of those that a piece of paper comes out the top so you can do it?
No.
So it's this hungry like a wolf here.
I haven't got the map up. I was doing my thing.
Okay, no problem.
Was that the one we were at last time?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Huh?
What's it like?
Lovely.
I normally eat out of sandwich bars, or like pop-up stands.
I thought the other one was down here where we were.
No. It's always been there.
Cool.
That's where Sally Soundwinders is, down there,
Right.
as you can see.
Okay, so we've got a couple of hours. We're going to be meeting this Mr Simile or Simile.
Simile.
Yeah. Are you going to be doing the talking, Hector?
If you want me to, I'm more than happy to.
Okay, so we'll wait until close to the time. Give us enough time to get there. Is there anywhere to park Rosie outside? Or
Oh yes.
There's the garage across the road, isn't there? Where we met the
There is.
There's
There's the underground garage that you can park Rosie in. Are you driving there? Yeah. Okay, so Billy Bob, you just need to make a car check to get Rosie going, because you know what she's like. She doesn't
I
like.
thought we was getting some stuff before we.
No, we're going to find out what the job is.
Okay.
See where we've got to go to rescue this person or to find them. Mind you, if they know where.
Oh yes.
where
Yeah.
Penalty.
Yeah. You must still have your wounds on.
you did
Naughty,
get told to
naughty.
take
You
it
were
off.
told you did get told to take it off.
Let's have a look.
Where is it? Damage taken. 5 stun. Get off.
Yeah, you need to get rid of those stun. That's it.
Failed it. Either way.
Yeah,
Go
so
start.
Rusty Rosie starts first time. She's getting really good at this, actually. She's really, somebody's obviously been tinkering with her. And she heads off and just make a driving check to make sure that we get there without stalling or anything, Billy Bob.
Wrong.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you sort of like swerve round. There's even a time that you're actually driving with one hand on the wheel, looking super cool. You've even got some dark shades on just to make yourself look like some boy racer.
2
This.
seconds. That's the 4. Was I not only supposed to get 2 out of that?
No,
that's your intimidation.
that's your intimidation. Driving goes on your physical limit, which is 10. So you can get up to 10 successes, but you're only rolling 8 dice. So you actually got 4 out of 8. So you only got half of them. So
What's the probability of that?
I haven't got that out at the moment. Anyway, so off you go. You're looking super cool. You one-handed drive. You're even sort of like having a quick wink at some of the lasses that are going by, and sort of like, looking super cool. And who's in the front?
I'm in the front.
Okay.
I was going to say
I'll be
probably
in the
be
back.
Phase being shot.
I'm going to be
in.
sitting. I'm sitting in the middle of the back 3,
Okay.
back 3 seats, and I've got my arms like this.
Have you got a
Go
seatbelt?
around the other room. Yeah,
Cool.
I've got the lap belt on.
Fhaze is on the opposite
It's on
side to you, and the people are looking in at Fhaze and going, I don't really know what's going on there. What's going on there? Rather than it's not like he's attracting attention for the other reasons.
I've got one of these booster seats so that I do look a bit.
Yeah, so you just his head's just like on the top of the you can, if on the windscreen you only see from his nose down, that's all you see because he's so high up. And yeah, so you can park in the underground car park opposite. That's not a problem at all. And then you can make your way across into the Hungry Like a Wolf. And as you can imagine, at 12 o'clock noon, it's quite busy. There's lots of people going around left, right and centre. Let me just pick you up and bring you across. So you are on the map. I'll put you down here. You should be able to see yourself now down at the bottom. Yep.
Correct. Yep. Aye.
And so can you just make sure that you can move yourselves? Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I can move.
Okay, and you can enter quite freely into Hungry Like the Wolf. The manager sort of like doesn't see Hector, but sees Billy Bob and Fhaze and sort of like waves at you as he's busy doing things and sort of like smiles and nods because you know you've had some encounters with him, and you can.
I can't actually even remember what he was called. What was he called?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. Jeremiah Crump. Yeah, and you can
I don't know that, sorry.
you can see sat on a table, and you should be able to see him. He's the chauffeur. Yeah, but that's obviously the guy. He's dressed in a very smart suit, perfectly tailored. He's got a briefcase on the table with him that is not open, and he's sort of like, he seems to have a cup of soya calf there, and he's sort of like drinking it, but sort of like looking away around, rather in, not in disgust, but more sort of like, should I really be here? Is this the best place to sort of like meet people?
Okay. So it's like as I walk through the door, I'll be looking for the description that Mr. Johnson gave of Mr. Simile.
Yeah, that's definitely him.
And upon spotting him, I will thread. So I assume it's 12 noon. It's going to be fairly busy. I'm going to thread my way through sort of like the crowd and the crowded tables and stuff, and go up to him. Not sit down as yet, but just go up to him and extend my hand and say, "I believe you're expecting me."
He says, yes, can we make this rather prompt? He looks at his watch and sort of says, can we make this rather prompt, because I only have an hour for lunch and I need to get this over and done with as quickly as possible, please. Please do take a seat. Thank you very much.
Cool, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay then, so this is the general situation that that I find myself in. My secretary, Margot McCain, has been missing for quite a few days now. It is unlike her, and I would like to pay you guys to actually locate her. And I am willing to do 2 standards of payment. The first payment will be for providing the location, and then I am prepared to double that payment for her safe return.
Sounds very reasonable.
Brilliant. So, are you accepting the job?
I cast a brief glance at Fhaze and I said, it sounds like it's within our capabilities. Yes, of course.
Fantastic. That's a good start then. A good start. Okay then, so you can roll your negotiation skill and oppose his negotiation to see whether or not you can up the amount.
Do I need to roll any situational modifiers?
No. Say again, sorry, Fhaze?
I thought you had plus 10.
No.
Plus 100. Wasn't that good? No, okay. I got 3.
You're quite happy to just agree to the normal amount. He seems to be very charismatic, this guy, and he's obviously that's what he does for his work. He's obviously some kind of negotiator or something quite something linked to some verbal communication of some description. So he says the actual job payment will be 3,000 credits. For the location of her, and 6,000 credits for the safe return of Margot McCain. Okay, do you have any questions?
Yes. Her general description, sort of where your office is, if you, as much as you know about her normal daily routines, friends, family, that sort of thing, anything that can give us a good starting point to track her down.
Right. He sort of like looks at you quite unbelievably and said, she's my secretary. I do not engage with secretaries in their personal life at all.
Do you know where she lives?
But would you be able to find out?
I do have the following information for you. He clicks a button, and you notice that her picture comes to your comlinks, and sort of like says, that's her location. She her picture. She's quite good looking. She has sort of like auburnish hair. She's very slender and very, very businesslike. It's obviously her picture from her card, that they've taken off and sent to her and given to you. He also sent her apartment block, which is actually 2 blocks down from the Silver Horn. If you remember the Silver Horn, it's two blocks down, and it's called the Palm Tree Houses. They're not really houses; they're apartments, but it's the Palm Tree. Yeah, and he sort of like says, yes, no, she's my secretary. I don't know anything else about her at all. I don't know anything about
intentions.
As in whether or not
is he telling the truth? Is he
okay? Then
does he know anything that is he hiding anything? Maybe he knows.
Okay, then
happening.
Go for it. No, you don't think.
Like
and actually, you do notice something. You do notice something. You do think that they could be related in some description. maybe brother and sister. Maybe brother and.
Do you know anything about her nature? Is she efficient? Is she on time?
She's incredibly efficient and incredibly on time. Margot didn't come in to work on Monday. She did not come into work on Tuesday. She did not come into Wednesday, which is completely unlike her. She normally contacts us, and even if she's ill, which is extremely rare, she sends us a message or something. And then it was on Thursday that I reported her disappearance to the local law enforcers.
Okay, so she's been missing about 4 days then.
So roll 20s has crashed. I'm coming back in. It's now.
Do you have a contact number for her?
It's now Friday, by the way.
So she's 5 days. She's been missing.
Yeah. So she was. She didn't come into work on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The boss contacted law enforcers on Thursday, and then got nowhere, and so he contacted you guys on Friday. A contact number, yes, by all means. He sends you a comlink number.
Not his number, her number.
No, yeah, sends you a comlink number.
Her comlink number.
Yeah.
Her comlink number. Okay. Do you know if she's close to anyone in your place of work that we could potentially talk to get a bit more background information about her?
I don't think it's something that I need you to be going around our place of work. That's not the place. He sort of like looks at you both and sort of like says, no.
That's okay.
I don't think it's a place that you guys should actually be operating within.
Would you be able to do it a different way then? Would you be able to if you know of anyone that she works particularly closely with besides yourself, would you be able to send them this comlink number, and I ping him a comlink number asking them to get in touch with us? Because we need to know as much information about her as possible.
I will send it out in an all-staff email. I am very, very concerned that she might be one of these missing people that is happening. You've probably heard about it on Network 7 for some time, and I just hope that she hasn't become another one of another number, another statistic, and that the law enforcers are not actually dealing with at all.
I hoped the opposite as well. Yeah, no, it's not good that all these people are missing, and we will do our absolute best to
Billy Bob,
to find her.
Billy Bob, you can tell because you're up near the challenge area, aren't you? You're up near the top where the challenge area is. There is a new challenge on today for all you can eat. The eating challenge is pieces of rat meat interspersed with animal eyes on kebab sticks. And it's a variety of animal eyes, from anything as small as a budgie to as big as a cow. So you get a bit of rat meat, an eye, a bit of rat meat, an eye, a bit of rat meat, and an eye.
Thank you for that. So you've just put the image in my head of, you know, in the James Bond film when the guy just puts shoot high on the skull and goes,
yeah.
Thank you for that. That's not nice.
Cool.
I turn to Fhaze and say, can you think of anything else we need to know about Margot?
When we find her, what do you want us to do with her?
Well, first of all, I would say, she says, obviously, if she needs any medical attention from the company, she has a platinum dock wagon, so contract, so take her straight to an area of somewhere that she can be treated. If not, then please get her to contact the workplace as soon as possible, especially, or if she doesn't want to generally contact the workplace, then definitely to contact myself. I think that's only really worth it.
No problem at all.
That's probably the least she can do.
Okay, so we'll just contact you once we find her and arrange.
Yeah.
Or get her to contact me directly.
Okay.
Yes, one of those two, but we'll keep you updated. Thank you
Okay.
very much. And I extend my hand out to shake his hand.
He's busy pulling on leather gloves, and he waits until his leather gloves are on, and he sort of like casually shakes it with there's not a big grip or anything like that, and he sort of like shakes it, and then he hurriedly goes out, and you notice that once he's outside he calls a taxi and gets into it, and the taxi drives off.
Can I try to see the registration number of the taxi and remember it?
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult from where you are, so very difficult. So you can roll a perception roll, but you'll be at -4.
I thought he didn't associate with her, so why would he want her to fall?
There again.
I thought he didn't associate with her. Yeah,
It's probably more likely because he's her manager, so he will have to report whatever it is to the corporate stuff where she is and boring paperwork.
No, Fhaze, it drives off too quickly, and you got Hector's head and everybody else moving around the cafe. So even if you sort of like try to get a quick eye on it, it sort of like goes off, and you can't actually catch it.
Do I see what taxi firm it is?
Yeah, you're not doing very well with your rolls today, Fhaze.
No, I'm saving it for when I have to hack.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear it. It's a Golden Star taxi firm.
Right. So I've got the Golden Star taxi firm, and I know approximately what time the pickup was outside.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's okay then. Right. Okay. So we might as well wait here and discuss what we're going to do. So the first thing that concerns
Are
me
you
is
are you bringing an? Oh yeah, that's what I was just about to
Oh.
ask. And
we won't
I
go there.
I presume you're. I presume therefore you're talking out loud about this. Yeah.
Well,
In
we're
quieter
on a-
tones.
Yeah.
but-
How busy is it?
Well, it's quite busy.
So
Right.
the noise would be fairly. The general noise in the place will drown out most conversation. Is what I'm trying to say.
No,
if we were in quieter
we'll
tones.
go back to this. We'll go back to our hotel room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up to you.
No,
Yeah,
we'll go
no,
back to
go
our
back there.
hotel room.
Otherwise, we'll have waitresses pestering us to buy food, and we don't want to buy food.
Okay. Billy Bob, you just need to start up the car. Oh, I can't. Oh, Billy Bob, you're on the rolls. And then just another one in order to get back to your expensive motel room. Oh, yes. 3 out of 8 and 4 out of 8. Fhaze, just take note.
I'm just driving with my feet.
Just take note. Okay then. So
Better
yeah.
rolls if you were a rigger.
So you are back at your nice comfortable motel room. Off you go.
Okay, so the first thing that concerns me is why does he want us to find his secretary? And why is he paying so much? I mean,
That is a
normally
lot of money.
it's a lot of money. He's gone through to Troll Johnson.
Perhaps she knows something about what
Yeah.
he does, or knows too much
Found
about what his
something out.
business does. And if she's gone missing for whatever reason, he's worried about that information. That's probably more like that could well be it.
Okay,
Or if
so
she has been taken, it's probably because of that information.
okay, so the information that we've got to go on at the moment is her name. We've got her apartment. We don't know who she was working for, and we know that she probably went missing sometime over the weekend, either on the Saturday or the Sunday, because she was at work on the Friday. But
Sorry,
didn't turn up on the
did you
Monday.
say you don't know who she was working for?
Well, we know the person, but we don't know the company.
Oh right,
Phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So,
We don't know whether or not she was a secretary for somebody who had a holiday, selling holidays, or whether or not she was working for,
what Mr Simile who Mr Simile
Yeah.
works for?
yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to do your Facebook or whatever it is check to, where they got Facebook, right? You got Facebook in this.
Yeah.
one?
Probably something like MySpace. though, isn't it?
There's a wonderful social media is still unbelievably popular. So you can anybody with a computer skill can just log onto some kind of terminal and actually find out a whole load of things just by typing in people's names.
So she might have where she works listed on there under her information. thing.
I'll start getting some information on her. I'll start doing the matrix searches, see whether or not I can find any information on her, see whether or not I can find any information on this Mr. Simile as well. And then we'll take it from... I don't know whether or not you and Hector want to go to the apartment.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that if me and Hector goes to the apartment and see if we can get in or ask around or whatever.
So
Yeah, we can ask around at the minimum. Yeah.
are you going to? So Fhaze, you're not going to the apartment, and Billy Bob and Hector, you are going to the apartment. Is that the plan?
Yeah, but if they need to get in, I'm going to spend the time doing the searching on the matrix.
Okay,
Just
then.
because time's at a premium, they're going to go. If you need any help getting in, I can just pop a lock or two for you.
We'll let you know.
Okay, then. So, Fhaze, I've separated it up into different areas. So if you tell me what you want to research, then I can give you a roll for that. Then that's the number of, I know the number of successes that you've got for the number of, the amount of information that you get. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and on them, because the first thing I need to do is that I just need to put my deck into browse mode.
Ooh, we can do.
Okay, so do you want everything that I'm searching for?
No, I want it. I want you to say to me, right, I'm searching about this, and then roll.
So the first thing I'm searching for is the name Margot McCain, and I'll use parameters, general description.
Yeah.
What age I think she approximately is, just to narrow it down. I don't want to get some 68-year-old granny.
That's cool. Okay, well.
Called Margot McCain, down the living. And can I narrow it down into South Side as well?
Yeah, by all means, you can just put that as a limited search, and that's fine. So just roll that, and then see how many successes you've got.
I'm doing that now.
Yeah, and then I'll give you the information, and then we can, once we've done all your information, then we can nip over to Hector and Billy Bob. Okay, so you find out that okay, so the first piece of information you get is that she actually works for a company called the Black and White Legal Company. It's actually something to do with legal stuff, but what exactly it is, you don't actually know. And the other thing that you do get is that you see that she's quite active on social media. She's often going on nights out. She has family connections that seem to live in the north of London, in the central UK, so not in London, out of the UK. There's often images of her and her brother together, although he's never tagged. He's not sort of like said, this is my brother, but you can see that she often writes with my brother doing things. And he's actually just referred to all the time as toe rag. That's how he's actually referred to. So he's not tagged as his name. He's just referred to as toe rag. Okay, what else would you like to search for in your...
Is there any boyfriend or girlfriend?
No, that's your... You got one success.
Right. Okay, sorry. So that's all the information I can find out on her.
With one success.
So the next thing I want to search for and see what information I can find out is the Black and White Legal Company.
Okay. One success. So yeah, it's a legal company that specialises in family law and disputes to do with within families. So things like divorces, family settlements, separated families, wills, anything like that. It's not a law firm to do with defending criminals or anything like that. It's just law.
On their sort of like web page or whatever, does it give a list of who's working there? Because normally if you go onto sort of like a law firm, it'll sort of like go down the solicitors, the power league.
Okay. So like you only got one success on your roll, but I'll give you the information that you're asking me for. There is somebody working there called Mr Simile. Yeah.
And what does he do? What's his?
He's a lawyer.
He's one of the lawyers. He's not.
He's a lawyer.
He's not a partner or anything like that of it. He's just a lawyer.
You can see that he's a lawyer, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so what else would you like to search under? Any other things that you would like to search?
So I can't go anything more on her social media.
Yes, you can do. You can search for it again, but you're at -2 to your roll because you will
Okay.
be doing it again.
Did she post anything over the weekend that's just gone? The weekend that she might have gone missing on, like where she was, you know, what she was doing,
Okay.
you know, going to a rave or
Last
anything
time she
like
was
that.
active.
And I'm at -2 for this.
Yeah, because you're searching again on the same topic, which is her. No,
Oh,
there's nothing. There's
More successes
there,
on that one.
there's nothing posted over the last weekend at all.
Okay.
Nothing at all. But that's for 3 successes. I'll tell you that's quite normal. She doesn't post every day. Sometimes she can post for once a week, or sometimes it's twice a week. Sometimes it's just over a weekend. She's not one of
When
these
was the last
people
one?
that sort of like does it over and over again. The anything else, Fhaze?
Oh, can I get any more information on the person that she refers to Torag as? Can I find out his name or maybe where he resides?
Yeah.
With him being a brother or a very close relative.
Yeah. by all
I tell
means.
you, from what I can gather from her social media, she spends a lot of time with him.
No, not at all. It's just now and again it's tagged in. It was just a piece of wild information that you picked up.
Right.
Go for it.
Am I a modifier for this?
Well, no. Well, you're basically searching under the thing something to do with her brother or Torag. I mean, that's basically all you're going on. Right. Okay. Then, so you find out that his name is actually hang on. Jeremy McCain. His name is. That's a brother, and he is commonly known as Jezza.
Right, and I'll take a description of him. I can't find.
Well, you've already got a picture of him, haven't you? Because I said beforehand that she's posted pictures of her and her brother, so you've already got that with your first success roll.
Yeah, but I want to actually download it, and I want to send it as a file to Billy Bob and Hector.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to do
just sort of like the tag on brother. Keep an eye out for him.
That's
Okay.
absolutely fine. Is there anything else that you want to search for, Fhaze? Anything else? Well, while you're thinking, can you just do for me, please, a general matrix search roll? I just have some other information about other things to give to you, which. Okay, just out of interest, there, you notice that Translocation is advertising for a new executive administrator, which is interesting after your last confrontation, because you figure that is the almost like a replacement for Farah from your last adventure. You also notice, and you know this from being a Decker, there's a website called the Hermit website, and nobody's ever met the Hermit, and nobody knows where his website actually originates from. He's one of these people that even corporations haven't been able to actually locate and put a stop to. And what he does, he throughout the on his website, on his sort of like host, he posts things that he tries to reveal frauds. He tries to embarrass blackmailers or put people to shame. He normally has people like runners on it, or celebrities, or business people, things like that. So he sees his work as very much he's doing the best for society, but often people see it as a real pain of what he's actually doing. And just out of interest, there's some rather fuzzy images of your raid on Translocation, and it's under the section called Recent Runners Raids. Okay, that's what it's called, and it's sort of like there's a whole load of pictures of gangers doing convenience stores and sort of like, you know, breaking in and with a shotgun and going up to the counter and saying, give us your money. And there's a whole load of pictures up there with people with the old-fashioned tights over their head. And then you notice that there's some of your pictures there as well, in between all that, you know.
But we can't be made out.
Well, as I say, they're very pixelated at the moment, but you just roll a computer check, computer plus logic.
Computer and logic.
I'm gonna need masks.
Yeah, you figure that they've actually, from your understanding of RFID tags, and because you have one as well, you think that your RFID tag would probably take a much better picture than that. So you think they've
probably been altered after
distorted on purpose.
Yeah, most definitely. That's what you sort of like think has happened. But you can definitely tell it's you guys. I mean, you can even see the front of the four-wheeler van, etc. in there. And there's no pictures, as you scroll down, there isn't a picture of Billy Bob sticking his blade through a woman's stomach or anything like that. But, you know, there seems to be quite a few pictures there. And there's various comments going on to it now. There's various thumbs up being given to it, or thumbs down, or people saying, wow, these are twats, and things like that. And there's
how many likes did we get?
Two. There's 2, and there's 14 dislikes at the present moment in time. You know,
God, I hate that.
Bastards.
People just go around disliking things.
There's people saying, you can see people are saying, give it to the corpse chummers, and, you know, general sort of like positive anti-corporation talk on it.
When I'm on doing matrix searches, is there anything on any of in the sort of like the local papers or that's been on the news regarding any sort of like higher profile cases that the Black and White Legal Company?
Okay then, make your roll.
I'm doing.
Make your roll.
I hate that specialised thing.
I won't actually apply a -2 because you're going slightly different. No, nothing at all. There's no other sort of like... they don't seem to be involved in anything major or anything like that. Okay, we'll leave Fhaze for the time being.
Sorry, can I just quickly, whereabouts are their offices? Is it in the higher...
They're actually not in Southside.
Right.
They're actually...
Okay, so she commutes then to...
She commutes from Southside, but you probably think that's probably reasonable, because on a secretary's wage you probably don't have enough money to do that. So,
but her apartment's in
Southside, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can I just quickly ring her comm unit to see whether or not?
Yeah, you can. You're running out of time at the present moment of time, but you can ring it. You can ring it. I'll tell you now. It actually comes out as a dead connection. So
not traceable at all.
no, it's there's not a comm link answering it at the other end. It's not even ringing.
Right.
Okay, so Billy Bob and Hector, you should be able to see yourself in the apartment block.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, sort of like on the drive there, would I be able to ring a contact? Because I assume it's going to take us like 30, 40 minutes from where we are to get to the apartments.
Yes, by all means. Who would you like to ring?
Can I ring Bruce Riggs, who's my godfather, please? He's a law enforcement sergeant.
And
like sergeant.
what's his connectivity?
It's 5 connection and 5 loyalty.
Okay. Oops, that's not
The information that Fhaze got, has he passed it to us?
well, this is all happening at the same time, isn't it? Because Fhaze wanted you to come up, so you've set off here, and he's busy doing the internet. So you'll know when you get the information because I'll buzz you and say, "Can you remember?" He said that he was sending you that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Your did you say 8?
It's 5 and 5.
5 and 5. Yeah. Okay then. After about tell me what kind of person he is.
Sort of like a hard, old-fashioned sort of like street cop.
Is he a law enforcer?
Yeah, he's a law enforcer. Yeah, I said he's a sergeant in one of the law enforcement. I don't know which agency you wanted to assign him to, but he's a law enforcement.
Oh,
sergeant,
so right,
a street
Missing
sergeant
persons.
Right.
on. So yeah, I was thinking he's more of a normal sort of like beat cop sergeant, if you know what I mean.
Okay then.
But he'd have sort of like I would have thought he'd have connections with various sort of like lowlifes and police or law enforcement agencies.
And does he know?
His connection's very high, though, isn't it? I mean, his connection's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, his connection is basically anybody's connection is that I roll 2d6s, and if I get below that, then they don't actually answer the phone because they're so busy connected that they don't actually have time to answer the phone. So that's why, although it's good to have a high level connectivity, because they tend to know lots of people, it's not good for actually getting in contact with them.
Yeah.
You know, because the two. Does he know that you are a runner then?
Yeah. Well, he suggested that I go into sort of like private eye bounty hunting type thing. So we're quite close. So he knows what I'm doing.
Well,
he's not corrupt, but my godfather. He basically brought me up, so he's in fact sort of like my father. So I wouldn't thought he'd dob me in for doing something that he's basically.
But I would have thought he's going to try to persuade you not to do that, because I
don't have to tell him I'm running on Shadowrun. I'm just because he knows like
no,
I'm
but hang on. But that's why I asked you. Does he know you are a Shadowrunner? That's why I asked you. Does he know you're actually a runner? Because he's going to
bounty hunting and Shadowrun is 2 different things.
Yeah, but they're both illegal. In that sense of because basically you're doing something for money. Just thinking about what he's going to actually say to you.
Okay.
Where does he? Is he a police person in Southside? Is that where he is? Is that where he works?
Southside law enforcement. That's all I put in because I didn't know what law enforcement you wanted to call it. But
that's cool. Yeah. So I rolled a 7, so he picks up the phone.
Do you want me to ring?
No, he's picked it up. That's what I just said.
Sorry. Hi Bruce, how you doing?
Very busy. What do you want?
I just wanted to know, have you heard anything about any missing people recently? Sort of like people going missing down in Southside.
He says, it's all over Network 7. Have you? Do you not watch the news?
I do, but has anything come across your path particularly?
He says, He says people are going missing, and we don't know where they're going.
Oh, okay. Is there anybody sort of like I could get in touch with because come across a case where I'm looking for a particular person. I was wondering if you could have any pointers in the right direction of where to look for her, or know anyone that could help us.
Have you tried her apartment?
We're on the way there now, but I was just wondering if you knew anybody else or any organisations that might have not pictures, sort of like any sites or anything that we could look for that people have posted about.
How long should be missing for?
At least 5 days, if not more.
He says that the minimum amount of time for a person to be missing before we will actually take action on is 14 days now. People go missing all the time. He says, I would check out her apartment and then check out her place of work. You know, check on social media, check out whether or not has she eloped? Does she have any romantic contacts? Who's actually reported her missing?
It was her boss.
Oh, he says, I would check her romantic contacts.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. I make a note. Make a note of that.
Cool. Okay, so this is the layout of the apartment that you... Fhaze, you will be seeing this, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, but at the moment, you're still doing all your computer searching and things like that. And so Billy Bob and Hector, you are actually here. I'm going to ping her apartment. This is her apartment here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's actually on the 4th floor. Okay, so you'll need to either go up the stairs or up the elevator, whichever one you would like to go up. You've got a bit of an issue because you're going to have to get in somehow to start off with. So what's going to be your plan of action there?
I'm gonna inform Fhaze that we're at the location now.
Okay.
Fhaze, you will pick this up.
Okay.
So you're just busy doing your matrix search when you hear Billy Bob say, "We're at the location now."
Okay, so I take it the door's locked.
Well, yeah, it's like Silverhorn, so it's quite a top end Sinlock building. So it's something that needs to be, and it's about you met him at 12 noon, so it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. 2 or 3. So it's still quite busy around here. There's still people coming and going.
Is there people sort of like coming and going through the main door that we could maybe sort of like just casually get through the door, if you know what I mean, instead of having, because obviously I assume they're synlocked, so if they open the door, would we be able to just sort of like stick a foot or grab
yeah, so
it looks as if we were just walking in?
Yeah, so if you make yourself a sleight of hand or roll, and so
palming, is that the right one?
It'll cascade back further than that, I think.
Because I've got palming at
Hand job.
skill point 3.
Palming.
Or sneaking.
Let's go. I think palming's more for sort of like
taking
hiding small objects.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think sneaking's going to be a better one. So.
Okay.
Let's say
there
that
are reflexes.
Say again, sorry.
That would be reaction, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Reflexes.
But it's trying to find a suitable time to actually get in here. Yeah. So it's going to be the threshold is going to be sort of like it's going to be quite hard to do this. So the threshold's going to be 4. So you're going to need 4 successes or more.
Okay.
To actually pick up the door.
Can I aid him in this?
Well, you could do a team test if you wish. Do you have sneaking as well?
Do I have sneaking?
Yeah.
You could add your dice onto his dice.
Well, no, he would roll, and if he gets any successes, then those, for each success that he gets, that will add to his dice roll.
I think I did, being...
Please say he's got sneaking.
He hasn't.
I don't think
He
has.
was given the
I
option at
can't-
one point to get rid of armourer and to take stealth,
No,
Yeah.
I remember that now.
but he didn't do it.
he doesn't.
Okay.
Right, hang on. Let's have a look. Don't roll anything yet. Let's see.
Not looking.
Does it cascade? Does it default?
There's a stealth, isn't there?
Yeah. So,
There's a sneaking, which is
yeah.
which is the
Sneaking.
standard skill.
Yeah, sneaking is the skill. Stealth is the group that has everything
Right.
in it. But it does cascade. It cascades to it defaults, sorry, to agility. So you can actually, Billy Bob, you can actually roll your agility, and then so your target number will be 4 as well. So, and then because if you're doing a team test, then what will happen is that you're now an assistant and Hector's the main person. So you roll yours. So you've got 2 successes, that's not enough. So what will happen then is that you don't get any of those now, Hector. So if he had got like 5 successes, you would have got 1 extra dice to your dice pool.
Right.
But
Okay.
you don't get any, so you now just roll, and your limit goes up as well. That's the other really important thing.
Okay. I'm going to pre-edge that one in that case.
Cool.
There we go. Probably not going to go well. It's not even rolled. Oh no,
There we go.
It's just taking its time. 2 successes.
No, there's too many people coming and going, and every time you get close and sort of like try to get in there, somebody sort of like looks at you and says, "I'm sorry, what are you trying to do?" And they purposefully stand there and shut the door and sort of like goes bang with it, and then walks away.
Okay.
Rude.
Yeah. Is there like a buzzer? Like in some flaps have like those buzzers.
Well,
Is
they,
there, like a buzzer that you could ring. Or would
Well,
you just
people
comlink?
now, they would just comlink, and then they
Okay.
would just make that connection.
Have I finished my matrix searching?
No,
Right,
you're
this
you're
time.
still doing it, but if they wish you to intercede to do it, then that's absolutely fine. You can stop what you're
The
doing.
only reason I'm asking is because my deck array is in. I've already rolled my dice for the searching, and I've used my deck array set with a certain data processing.
Yeah, but if you're now going to hack in, then we'll just assume that you stop what you're doing and switch back, and then switch
Okay.
back. So it'll just be the information that you had later on. You will actually have available.
Okay, so once I get the call from Billy Bob, I'm going to go. I'm in VR, and I'm going to head over to the location where they are and see whether or not the external lock is connected to a host at all.
Well, it is a host, so you can actually there's a data jack on the actual madlock on the outside, the synlock.
Okay,
But you
is it wireless?
it is, but it's within the host.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to have to actually.
No, it's wireless, so you don't need to actually go into the host. You can just go onto it, but you will be doing if you're doing it that way, it will have the firewall of the host on it, because you're not actually inside the host.
Okay, that's fine. So what's the distance? What modifiers am I going to be at?
Okay.
For, as far as range goes.
So you are at Lou's place. So you're about 80 minutes drive away. So what's your noise update? What is it? What's the increment?
up to 1 kilometer is -1. Up to 10 kilometers.
Yeah,
is
so
-3.
it'd be a -1 then, won't it? Yeah.
Okay, so -1, so -2 because it'll also be a city downtown area.
Yeah.
I'll be all right on the same grid, won't I?
Yeah, you're on the same grid. That's not a problem.
Okay, but I'll switch to signal scrub with working in my deck, so that'll get rid of the actual -2.
Okay.
Okay, and then I've got my exploit working, which is going to give me +2, and I'm also going hot sim so that I can get it done really, really quickly.
Okay.
And
So
I'm
you're
going
not
to
doing
go-
AR then?
No.
Okay, cool.
No. What's the range on AR? It must be only
Yeah, I mean,
100 meters,
well,
isn't
it's
it?
not very good at all.
right. No, I'm going to go. I'm doing VR, and I'm also going to go hot sim.
Cool.
So I'm going to quickly dash over there, and I am going to try to get a mark on the.
I presume you're going to hack on the
actual
fly, yeah?
Lock itself, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm going
cool.
to hack on the fly. I'm going to outstretch my hand and try to get my mark on it, which is a triangle, a glowing triangle with 3 glowing dots
Yeah.
at the vertices of it. No situation modifier.
5 successes, yeah, quite easily. You beat the firewall of the apartment block, and you easily. Why does it say Billy Bob rolls?
No, sorry, I've got it set as Billy Bob.
Billy Bob, I didn't know you could do this. This
Yeah.
is a very useful thing.
So
to know.
you quite easily get your mark on it, and that's it. So you can now control device, can't you?
Yes, I just need to change my because I have to change a program round because I can't use hack on the fly. I have to use
Hector,
sneak.
drag me with you. I'm just going for a quick bio break.
Which puts it down to stealth 1543. That's 5. Okay, so this is my attempt to control device.
Oh yeah, another brilliant roll. Yeah, you quite easily unlock the door, and you can communicate to both Hector and Billy Bob that they can actually walk in. So they quite quickly just push on the door, pull on the door, and sneak in. Are you taking the stairs or the elevator?
We'll go up the elevator.
Okay, cool.
Is there any cameras in the building?
Yes, there are.
Can I control the device on them? And is there like a central processing unit where all the camera feeds are going in?
Yes, but the cameras are not wireless. Sorry, I
Right.
shouldn't. Yeah, you would have to go into the host to get that because they're actually working within the host. Sorry, I shouldn't have given you that information. But Hector and Billy Bob can probably see them as they go in.
Okay. We'll sort of like through my subvocal mic, I'll sort
Yeah.
of like tell you
Good
where
idea.
roughly where the cameras are. Sort of like for ground lobby.
There's one in
There's
there's one in the entrance, recording the entrance, and there's one in the stairwells, and there's one in the elevators as well, and that's about it. And they're only
Okay.
there for things for fire.
Right.
Okay.
But they will be. Are they actually recording?
Well, you don't know because they're not wireless. Because there's no
Right.
need for them to be wireless.
Okay.
Because they're actually
Am I correct in saying that if I've got a mark on the wireless camera, I've also got a mark on the host?
no, because you're not in the host.
Right.
You haven't
Okay.
done anything to the host. And these cameras, and Hector and Billy Bob can actually tell you this, they're actually wired. So they can actually see the wires going out of the
Right.
cameras into the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you understand that? Yeah. So they're not
Okay.
wireless. They're
So
actually
they're actually just going to a recording device,
Correct.
which is a hardwired thing rather than. So if it is capturing images, it's going on to probably some type of standalone system.
Yeah, and then it could be actually being transmitted somewhere else.
Right.
It could be recorded and then transmitted via, via telecommunications or via the matrix to another central area that all these apartments are actually owned by.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. But is there a data stream coming out of the?
Right. The danger is now is that you need to decide what you want to do because you've spent a whole load of time doing matrix searches. And now you're trying to do these at the same time. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So really and truly, you've opened the door for them, and then you would have said, right, I'm going back to what I'm doing. Otherwise, they're not going to get that information that you might need.
Right. Okay.
And then that would be
That's
it.
fine.
So,
Billy Bob and I can deal with cameras if we need to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or Fhaze can deal with them at another time. It's just that you've got to be careful if you're playing two things at the same time that
No,
they somehow keep in. So just to let you know, Hector and Billy Bob, you should be able to see this 4th floor, and this is the apartment.
Okay.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So when the elevator's door open, I'm going to just walk out, get my bearings, and then walk towards the apartment. But at the same time, I want to look to see if there are any cameras that I can see, CCTV cameras that I can see in the hallway.
Yeah.
At either end.
Make a perception roll.
Perception. 5, 6,
Yeah, the only cameras that you can actually recognise being in existence is either in the elevator or in the stairwell. There's no cameras on the actual hallways within the apartment block.
In that case, I'm going to walk down to her apartment. Can I tell if it's is it a Sinlock door? Or
Yeah,
is it?
it certainly
It
is.
is a Sinlock door.
Hang on.
So it's like I will.
I just need to get my wonderful, infamous.
Is that one her apartment, or is it this one?
This one.
Yeah, I thought.
No,
this
it's
one
alright. I
was-
changed it. I changed
The
it.
one on the end.
It's the one on the end.
That's so that he can attack you through the windows.
So you want to open a madlock? Yeah.
Oh, is it this one?
Yes.
Okay. I will say to Billy Bob, keep an eye out. I'm going to try and pick the lock.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I
So
was going to get this skill.
So what you need to do first is that you need to take off the outer casing of the lock. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's locksmith plus agility.
Locksmith plus agility. Okay. Do you want me to use a normal roll for that, or just roll the skill and then add on to the situation modifier? What would you prefer?
It just
Would you
be
prefer me to use the normal roll macro, or is it? Oh, is it just the normal lock picking skill?
that it should just as long as you got it set up that it will attach your agility to it.
It should be. Let's see.
If you have a look at the skill, it'll just
Yeah,
say
yeah,
next
that's
to it.
it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So one success. So I need to roll the that. Okay, yeah, you fiddle about with your kit that I presume you have, and then you suddenly notice that the actual outside layer comes off. So that's it's now off. Okay, so now you need to do your locksmith plus your agility again, and this will be against it'll be an extended test. Okay, so you need to use the extended test roll to get enough successes. So it's as if you're there trying to fiddle with it now.
Is it working again, the extended test?
No, but I can sort it out because I know how many successes he needs to do it in.
Okay.
Yeah, so after about 10 minutes of fiddling about with this, you actually notice that it goes and opens it up. Luckily, there's no tampering device on it, because otherwise that would have gone off. But there's no tampering device there, and you manage to mess about with it with your lock picking skills, and then it actually clicks open, and it opens, and you are in.
Cool.
Could he
Can
have made a
before I go
perception
in-
check to find a tampering device, or
There is a skill, yeah.
right.
You actually do. Well, you don't. You do locksmith plus agility to bypass it.
Right.
Okay.
So you would say the skill would be I'm going to try to bypass any tampering device that is there, and then you would roll that skill, and then
Just
I
so
would.
we know in future.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
so
that's fine.
I didn't know what.
No, well, this is one of the dangers of being street level characters. See, now you know that these things will exist. Okay, yeah, you can go in.
So it's like I let Billy Bob go in first, and I quickly sort of like replace the outside of the lock before I enter myself.
Yeah, cool. So that's locksmith plus agility again.
Okay. Just the one roll.
Yeah. Well, you try to sort of like get it back off, and you're sort of like, oh yeah, this is where it goes. And those annoying little clips, you're sort of like, yeah, that's bound to go in. It goes like that, and it snaps down one side. You've just sort of like got it balanced nicely, and you just say to Billy Bob, go in, quick.
Just ignore it. It's fine. It's fine.
Go in, yeah.
I haven't left my fingerprint because I'm wearing gloves, so it's fine. So yeah. And then once inside, I want to start looking around for any information that we can use to help find her, such as pictures of friends, any boyfriends, girlfriends,
Okay.
friends that she's out with, anything that signs of a struggle to see if she's been kidnapped from here.
Brilliant. Okay then. So I'm talking to both of you now. So do you have anybody have an investigation skill, or do you just have perception skills?
I think.
I think Billy Bob has investigation.
I have. No, I've got.
Does Billy Bob have investigation?
I'm sure
I've
he
got-
does.
I've got tracking. I've got.
His mic's muted anyway. So
No,
we
he
can't-
doesn't have investigation.
I've got as a knowledge skill. I've got
He's
criminal
still looking,
investigation.
though.
Okay, so guys, you need to decide who's going to be team leader, because this is another team. So you're both going out and you're both going round to check round the apartment. So you need to decide, and then we'll roll a team test to see whether or not you find anything. So you need to decide who's going to be the team leader, and then the other person's going to be the
The
assistant.
search coordinator.
Yes.
Which skill will we be using?
Perception.
Search coordinating.
Because I've got perception 5. What's Billy Bob's perception? And we'll just say whoever's got the better
Yeah,
perception.
that's the best way to
is
do it.
Higher is team leader. Mine is 5. Billy Bob.
Billy
We'll go
Bob,
with you.
you're an 8.
Yeah.
Okay then. So Billy Bob, you will roll your perception skill first, and we're looking for 3s or above. Okay, that's good. So
You want mine?
so Hector, you now just roll yours, but you have no contribution from your team member.
So I got 5.
Okay, excellent. So this is the
Do it yourself.
This is the. So you notice Billy Bob keeps sort of like picking up the sofa and looking at things and says, "No, nothing."
He just
here."
goes through the top drawer. isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's in her bedroom going like that.
Try one.
Yeah, and he's just like you notice that he's taken a few and just putting it in his pouch, ready for handbrake later on. Okay, so this is the information that you have with your 5 successes. Okay, so there are images of her with another guy, and there's quite a lot of she's got a lot of these changing pictures. You know, these picture frames that sort of like change.
Photo frame.
Yeah, there's pictures with her with another guy. You also notice that she has a data pad there. It's not a comm link. It's almost like a handheld computer, almost. And there's a whole load of information on there. If you have a computer skill, you can roll that.
We'll take that back for Fhaze.
We'll stick that in a pocket and
Okay,
take it for Fhaze.
It goes in my backpack.
You also you do see on the front of that, it shows you look at it. There are some comments like, and it seems to be in the middle of a conversation, but it seems to be comments such as, "Don't you know? Don't know how you could do this? How stupid are you?" Okay, that's sort of like comments. There's quite a lot of them, but without some kind of computer skill, you can't actually hack into it to decide who she's actually talking to. Okay. But you can see her side of the conversation. You can also see that the whole room, the whole apartment is immaculate. There's no sign of a fight or a struggle or anything like that. You're probably not both stood in the doorway like that. By the way, again, I'll put Billy Bob in the.
All right.
Can I sort of like check the fridge to see if like what's in the fridge? As in, is the fridge empty? Is it full? Is there mouldy food, or is the milk going off, or soy milk going off?
Yeah, really and truly, she's only been gone 5 days, so everything is still working and everything looks, full. It's just as if somebody has not been here for 5 days. That's what it looks like.
Well, no, what I meant was, does it look like? Is the fridge empty? Because if the fridge is empty or near empty,
no, that's what I've just said. No, that's what I've just said. It looks full. So,
so she doesn't eat out. She doesn't socialise out a lot.
Yeah,
she does spend a lot of time in the apartment. I think. If the fridge,
what I was trying to think was, if the fridge was empty, it could have been that she's planned to go away, so she deliberately hasn't bought stuff. But if it's full, it could indicate that she's been taken rather than. Potentially, because you wouldn't buy a week's load of shopping and then go disappearing for 5 days. Go off for 5 days to visit your family, because by the time you get back, food's going to start going.
Billy Bob and Hector, could you just make a perception roll for me, please? Oh, well done, Billy Bob. You should have done that last time.
Thanks.
Yeah, you should have done that last time.
Well done, Billy Bob.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well done, Billy Bob.
You both hear the apartment door go, and as if somebody's come in. You're
another cleaner.
You're both actually in rooms that you can't actually see this at the moment because you're indoors. Doors are separating it out from you. So in order to actually see this, you'll need to come out. But you can definitely.
We're in separate rooms.
Yeah. Say again, sorry, Fhaze.
I know that guy in real life.
Cool. They actually come in, and you can see them there, Hector, and he sort of like looks around and sort of like he's quite surprised to see you there, and he sort of like says, "What are you doing here? You don't live here. What are you doing here?"
Can I see who he is? Do I know if he's law enforcement or cleaners or?
Well, he seems to have an overall out that says you can see up at the top. There's a little almost like a puff of sparkles and underneath it says "Sparkling Maids."
Oh, he's called Chuck.
You know, and he's sort of like, he seems to have cleaning items with him, like a bucket, and he's sort of like, what are you doing here? You don't live here.
Oh no, sorry. I'm an old friend of Margot's. She's let me because she's gone away for a couple of days, and she said I could use her apartment for a day or two.
But we're meant to be cleaning here.
That's all right. We can, it's just like, don't mind us.
Do you just want us to clean then? Shall we just clean?
I message him saying, tell him to come back later.
Would you be able to come back another time? I mean, it's pretty clean as it is.
Well, he says it's on our schedule. We have to clean it today. That's what our schedule says. He brings out sort of like a little data pad and says, "Look here, clean Margot McCain's apartment. We can't just leave it."
I message him and say, when was the last time they was here?
Well, it's like, because it looked, Margot's like, I've known her for a long time. She's a really clean person, as you can see. It's spotless.
It's always spotless, but we still clean it. Every week we come in and clean it. This guy over here has started to sort of like wipe tops in the background. He's sort of like wiping the tops. He says, don't worry. He says, we can sort of like work around you. We can work around you.
That's fine, and I will obviously, and then so Billy Bob can hear me on the sub vocals as well. I will go and sit down and put the Trid on, and it's like just low in the background, the Trid TV, and start chatting to them.
Okay, they're sort of like,
how long are you normally here for? How's your day been? Have you what's the worst sort of like place you had to clean? Just
they're quite happy. Just sort of like they're not really engaging with you in conversation. They're just sort of like wiping things and sort of like moving things around and wiping things and sort of like moving things every now and again. And
do I know that they're in? Am I still in communication with them?
Well, you'll know if the party they haven't specified that they've reported it back to you, but if they would like to do that, then that's absolutely fine.
I'll use my comms and saying it's not a big thing, but the cleaners are in the flat at the moment.
This is when you get the information about Margot's brother.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, this is when you...
and we get the picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to send them that information. And if they clean it every week, did they see her last Friday at all?
It'd probably have been working, if anything.
At this time. It's the middle of the afternoon, isn't it? I'd like to sort of like... Yeah, I'll ask in a moment. I was just going to... check the pictures that she has up and about to compare them against the pictures of her brother to see how many there are and which pictures don't have them in that have other blokes in and that sort of thing.
Just make a perception roll for me.
I got 2.
2. That's cool. Okay then. Billy Bob and Hector, can you please roll initiative?
Oh, I forgot to click my token, sorry. I got 14. You see, I forgot to click my token because Chuggerwugger didn't remind us.
Let me just click these.
Can I ask Fhaze if he can get if it's possible for him to find the last location of a comm unit where it got switched off at?
It's off.
Yeah, no, which area? Can you do that sort of thing?
No, I can't trade. If it was on, I could trace it, and then from there I could get a mark on the comm link, and I could get the information from it.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Would we, before we get any further, can we have a quick bio break, please?
Yeah. Well, just let me do this. Because I'm operating several things, and I need to make sure that I do it in the right order. So, Hector, what was your
Sorry, I'll
14?
It's fine.
Yeah, 14. Right. Now then, Billy Bob, can you roll your reaction plus your intuition? And Hector, you need to do your reaction and intuition, but you will get your +3 on the dice. You'll get 3 extra dice, Hector, because of your combat sense on the surprise roll.
Okay.
And my dodge.
Yeah. Reaction plus intuition, which is the same as your dodge. And you're looking to get 3 successes.
That's not 3 successes.
That's not 3 successes.
No.
That's quite a poor roll.
So
many dice.
that perception roll that I asked you to do was, I assume that your combat sense was up.
Yeah, well, it's an adept power, so it's always up and running. I can't turn it off. I don't think you can turn it off anyway.
Nice. 16 d6s.
That's not right, is it?
No.
Go with it.
Just roll.
It is right.
Just press your dodge roll.
Dodge.
You dodge. Just roll your dodge.
11.
Physical.
And not take the other roll. You said dodge plus intuition.
Reaction plus intuition.
You said reaction plus intuition.
Yeah, I said that's what I said.
You said
No, you said dodge plus intuition.
okay. So both of you that are therefore surprised. So you both take -10 to your initiative at this point, which puts you down to 9 and 4 respectively.
Going to get attacked by mops.
Okay. So, and we will
wet mop in the face.
we will take a quick bio break there for what do you want? 5 minutes, guys? It's 5 minutes. Well, until we're back, we'll be about 5 minutes. So don't go away. Okay, off you go.